Hi y'all. So today I thought I would do a get ready with me, and I'm going to be using the Natasha Denona Tropic palette because I really love a couple of the shades in there and I wanted to use it. So I wanted to do something a little more glamorous than my normal looks. This drives me crazy. And I've already done my hair. I've washed it, blow dried it, curled it, and it's up in a bun because it's a little big right now. I gotta wait for it to kind of calm down and settle. So let's go ahead and get started. I've already washed my face and I toned with the Indie Lee CoQ10 toner. This is great if you have dry skin. I have really dry skin, so it's wonderful for that, and I love Indie Lee products. And then I moisturized with a cocktail of the fresh sea berry moisturizing face oil and about a pump and a half of the Peter Thomas Roth hyaluronic cloud serum. As you can tell, everything in my skincare is geared towards dry skin because that's what I have. I'm going to do first is prime my eyelids with the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, and I do this not with every eye look, usually only ones that are gonna have a lot of detail work to them or glitter or shimmers, just because I want them to stay longer, or if it's a look that I'm spending a lot of time on and I really wanted to stick around. Okay, so I did that and I've primed them, and now I'm going to put a little bit of concealer on. As you can see, my eyelids are pretty pigmented. They're quite yellow, brown, warm up here, and then they're really purple down here, and so I need to kind of cancel them out. Use my It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. I don't know if I got a dud with this one or not. It's really freaking dry, and when I mean dry, like, let's see, I mean, I think I got a dud, because this stuff is supposed to be really awesome, and I'm wondering if I got a really old, like, tube, because it shouldn't be. I mean, look at how full coverage that is. It's wild, y'all. That's probably even too much, and I don't want to put it under my eye, so we'll just put it on my chin. Whatever, right? And let's blend that in. I don't want to put it under my eye because I usually get my brush that I use to blend under my eye with a little bit of oil, because this stuff is just so darn dry. So I'm going to take a foundation brush because this has synthetic hairs, and just kind of blend that in. Again, I'm not doing under my eye, just really focusing on the mobile lid and all the way up to my brow. Alright, I need to set that concealer because the Natasha Denona powders, you have to be really intentional with where you set down your brush, as you do with all shadows. But with hers, I find, especially the cocoa color, I think it's called, it's just really impossible to blend. And so I really want to set my foundation because it's still tacky, and I really want the shadows to be able to blend. So I'm going to use my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. This doesn't work under my eyes for me. I also noticed that it has too much kind of shimmer in it, and I just don't like it. So I use it to kind of set other places in my face. What brush do I want to use? Here it is. Or I use it to kind of set my foundations, just so I'm using it up. I don't know if you can see all the kind of shimmer that it is. That's what makes it brightening, but I find it doesn't, it's not like amazing like I really thought it was. So I'm just going to take some on an e.l.f. concealer brush. I could probably look this way. I'm not going to use face powder to set my concealer because I find that sometimes when I use face powder, it's too, not thick, thick isn't the word, but it's not as finely milled, and so it settles into my my crease right here. You see that crease? Sometimes it'll settle into those if I use face powder, so I usually have to use an eyeshadow or something like this. But this palette, the Natasha Denona Tropic palette, doesn't have a shade. I got a hair on me, I can feel it. It doesn't have a shade light enough to use to cover my lid without adding a lot of like pigmented color, and I don't want to do that. So, alright, so my eyelids pretty good. They're tacky. My eyebrows look horrible, but we're going to keep going. And this is the Natasha Denona Tropic palette. I try to get the mirror out. I want to use this row right here. This is Peach Puff, Nudist, Matte Frost. Oh Lord, there we go. I might use a little bit of Sangria in the crease, or I might do Cocoa. I'm not sure which one I want to do, but this is the palette. Let me get some better lighting. There we go. It's absolutely beautiful. So I think first in the crease, I want to do Peach Puff. So I'm taking that on a BS Mall brush. This was one I got from Amazon, and I'm looking kind of up but down at the same time, and I'm starting in the middle, and I'm pushing that brush all the way deep into my socket, in windshield wiper motions, and just following that socket line. I'm not going any further than right there at the corner of my eye. Just put a little bit more on my brush. And now I'm turning it again, 45-degree angle. And now all I'm doing is just blending, because I placed my color exactly where I want it. And now I just want to blend it out. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. So now I'm going to take a clean brush. That's not the one I want. It says by Sigma. It's tapered blending E40. It's pretty long. Let me do a size comparison so y'all see. This is a MAC 217. This is a Sigma E40. So this is meant for blending. And I'm holding it further at the end because I don't want a lot of pressure. I don't want to lose the color. I just want to diffuse it. Alright, and I'm not blending this shade on the lid. As you can see, my mobile lid is still naked, I guess. And I'm not going too far into my crease or up by my brow bone. Just really blending that out. I think I'm going to take Nudist. Nudist is, so this is what I put in my crease, that Peach Puff, I think. Yep. And now I'm going to take Nudist, and I'm going to put that higher up, just real. I'm going to get a smaller brush and put it right up here and kind of trace it so that it blends in more with my brow bone color that I'll get there. So I'm going to take my MAC 221S. S I think is for small or short, one of those. It's a really tiny brush, and my MAC brushes pick up pigments so easily. It's awesome. Pick up Nudist, and I'm going to start right in here real gently, and I'm tracing around the peach. Starting small, just a little bit of color and barely any pressure. You remember when, at least I did it when I was little, I don't know if everybody else did, when we were little. I still do it now when I color with my nephews, but sometimes we would take a crayon and we would apply a lot of pressure with the crayon, and we would kind of trace whatever we were coloring in, and then when we would color in the whatever we were coloring in, we'd apply a lighter pressure, and it was to kind of, I don't know why we did it, but it just had a nice effect. I find that sometimes when you outline your crease color, it just adds a little more dimension, and then it doesn't look like peach and then pale, so kind of like a gradient effect. I guess you could say. So I'm pretty happy with that. As you can see, it did deposit more color, but it blended with the peach so it wouldn't look so stark, I guess. So I'm still going to keep this clean here because that's where the mint is going to go, but I'm going to work on my outer edge, and in order to do that, I'm going to have to keep using this brush. I'm going to use Sangria, which is kind of like a muted kind of warm. It's not really a red, not really maroon, not really a purple. Kind of all those colors into one. And I'm going to take that on my same 221S brush. And now real slowly and gently, because this is really pigmented, I'm going to start working on my outer edge. So I'm going to start right here. Just focus right here on the outer part of my mobile lid. And I'm going to start slowly bringing it into that crease. You see how my eye crease is naturally right here? I'm going to put it right there. And I'm not going to bring it in anymore. I'm going to keep it really focused out here. Now real gently, I'm just kind of blending it out. There's Mint Frost. And I'm going to start, I need to look over here. Probably would be better to look over here. Real carefully. Just patting it. I'm going to do the other eye. Now I'm layering it again on the side, just to build it up. It doesn't bother me that I had to build up my shadows. So I'm going to go back in, I'm going to mix Sangria and Cocoa, which is that red and kind of brown shade. And I'm going to just go through my crease again. I'm all done with the color. I have Mint Frost on my lid, Peach Puff, Nudist, Sangria, and Cocoa on my working in my crease. Now I'm going to take a blender shade and just kind of blend it all and work on my brow bone. And I'm going to take Brulee by Wet n Wild. This is great. You could use Orb by MAC, Kid, Blanc Type. I think Brulee is even a shade in MAC, or just whatever kind of color you have that matches your skin tone, which might be far deeper than mine or far lighter. And now I'm just taking the E40 with that and just kind of going around it. I don't know if you can already see the difference, but I can. It looks so much better. I'm going to line my waterline with Marc Jacobs liner in Blacker, which is a gel liner. I'm going to take the Stila Stay All Day waterproof liquid eyeliner, and I'm just kind of going to line right across my lash line. I'm not doing like a wing or anything because I don't want to hide the mint color. Okay, so I lined my upper lash line, and now I'm going to curl my lashes, do upper mascara, and then we'll move on to the face. Okay, so I curled my lashes and I applied my mascara. I've been testing out the CoverGirl, the Super Sizer Big Curl Mascara. I did that one first, and then I did my NARS Climax Mascara, which is my favorite, and I will probably always buy those. The NARS, not the CoverGirl. Anyway, I'm getting awkward now on camera if you can't tell. So I'm going to do the MAC Studio Water Weight Foundation. This is in W20, and then I'm going to put some Cover FX drops because I want my face to be very luminous today. That's just the vibe I'm feeling. So I'm still working through this little sample that I got, which is awesome, and I love it, and I probably will buy it once I'm done with it because it just makes such pretty glow. There's not much for the little dropper to suck up anymore, so I just kind of have to shake it and get it on the dropper and apply it to my face. So the water weight you do have to shake, and If you never tried this foundation, or if you haven't, it didn't work for you, I would suggest using a water-based moisturizer and then do this, because, you know, like attracts like. And if you're using an oil-based or silicone-based moisturizer, then the water-based might not work as well, the water weight foundation. That's just one thing to keep in mind, is that sometimes foundations don't work because you're not using the right products with them. Not just because the foundation sucks. Sometimes that's it though. I'm going to use a dampened Real Techniques brush, or sponge. I wet it with Fix Plus because I'm too lazy to walk to the bathroom. And I'm just going to apply it. And then when I'm done, I'll probably go over it with a brush to make sure it's all blended. Okay, so I put the darkest shade from the Anastasia, he's still singing, contour kit kind of around my face. The It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye, I kind of dabbed across my face. And I'm using a flat angled kabuki brush with a little bit of oil on it, because that helps the contour and that concealer to blend more. I don't know if you could hear my husband singing. So the past week or so, I've been listening to a lot of Marty Robbins, old Marty Robbins. And he has a version of Can't Help Falling in Love with You, the one that was, you know, made famous by Elvis, and Unchained Melody. And so last night we went out to the grocery store to get stuff for Thanksgiving, and we were listening to Marty Robbins, and so he was singing Unchained Melody. Most of y'all probably know that from the Righteous Brothers, but I grew up listening to Marty Robbins. Both of my grandpas on my mom's side and my dad's side loved Marty Robbins. Man, I am like freaking glowing. So that's what I grew up listening to, and I love old, as my mom would say, old country western music. But I just know it as country music. Okay, so that's kind of my base. I use Boeing Under Eye Corrector. That's just what I use. I love it. The It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye kind of all over my face with a brush that has oil on it, because that helps it blend a little bit more. Alright, we're going to let that kind of sit for a minute before I start adding powder. Okay, so I finished my brows. They look a little bit darker on camera because of the LED lights, but they're not really that dark, and they are pretty close to my roots. And so I'm going to take some Laura Mercier powder, and I'm just baking. So this is a lot more makeup than I usually apply during the week. So I'm not going to bronze my face anymore, but I am going to contour my nose. I'm not going to contour my cheeks because they already are. So I'm taking, I actually looked for this at Sephora because I was going to buy it for the makeup artist that did my face makeup, or my eye makeup at MAC a couple weeks ago now, because I told her, I said, it's literally a contour shade. It's fantastic. It's called Tranquil. I don't know if you can see that, by the Sephora, and it literally is, let me get it good. I mean, it really is gray. It's not like brown gray, it's gray. And so I put it on just an eye brush, just real gently. Go down my nose to create a shadow. And then I blend it out. I mean, you can see already how pigmented that is. So pigmented. So I'll take a clean brush, just kind of blend it out. I'm gonna go back to the Natasha Denona palette, and I'm gonna take a pointed pencil brush. This is E30. I think I wanna go brown. So I'm gonna take Cocoa, and I'm gonna go right underneath my lash line. I'm gonna go back in that MAC 221S. I just brushed it off. You can still see a little bit. And I'm gonna take the color, I wanna take Nudist. I think I wanna do Pastel Melon. I think I wanna stay away from the pinks. I'm gonna put that, and I'm just gonna blend that out. Now I'm going to do YSL Baby Doll lashes on my lower lashes. And for my blush, I'm going to take Seduction from NARS. It's this really pretty color. It looks a lot like the Sangria color. And I'm going to take a Mary Kay cheek brush. Kind of dust it off. Blend that in with my big, this is F30 large powder. I'm going to take my MAC highlighter in Soft Frost. This is such a pretty color. Just right here on my cheekbones. It's so pretty. I might do a little bit of bronzer. I think I'm looking kind of washed out. Okay, I just put a little bit of a MAC Lasting Passion from their Powder Kiss line just to give me some color, and then I used MAC Dazzle Glass and Sugar Rimmed, which is so pretty. Look how beautiful it is. But I hate the way these feel. They feel horrific, but whatever. Anyways, I hope you like the final look. My hair is very big and bouncy and bold today. Anyways, I'm gonna go hang out with my husband. We're gonna go run some errands today, and that's it. So I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.